Falcon is a real-time simulation of an F-16 fighting Falcon from the pilot's point of view, with many features of the actual aircraft. However, not all, because according to the manual, quote, the emphasis of this game is more towards fun than absolute realism. Yeah. The game was originally released on computers in 1987 to good praise and ported over to several platforms, including the TurboGrafx-16 in 1992. Similar to Gunboat, Falcon is a simulation game. However, this particular one I never played as a kid. So, here we go. Intelligence reports show that a terrorist group is trying to manufacture atomic bombs. Your mission, should you choose... Seriously, we're using that line, huh? Choose to accept it, is to fight your way through their defenses, then find and destroy their bomb facility. In simpler terms, complete all 16 missions, finish the game, and get the highest scores. On the main menu, you have Mission Briefing, where you are briefed on the mission. I know, I was surprised too. And you can also select your armaments. The weapons you have to choose from are pretty varied, although selecting them isn't easy with these controls. A bit of foreshadowing here, I would say. Now, before you begin a combat mission, you can do some training and improve your techniques and flight skills. I recommend these highly, so you'll get used to the controls and overall structure of this title. Although, truthfully, I went through training quite a bit and still had a little trouble figuring this one out. But I digress. When you feel ready, it's time to tackle the game. First of all, the polygon graphics don't look too bad here considering the year and limitations. Alright, what's going on? Oh, the TurboGrafx is in control during takeoff. Bummer. You can't control the landing either, so I guess that's that. I have to say, sadly, this really cool angle and appearance is short-lived because we spend most of the time on this screen, which isn't quite as pleasing. The manual lays out the controller operation, which will be a big help as it goes for more realism and less video game pick-up and play. Your control pad moves you around along with button 1, which kicks up the throttle or backs it off. Button 2 fires the selected weapons, changed out with the select button. If you move left or right, you'll do barrel rolls, but holding the button down will lock you in place, which is good. Although getting yourself turned around is not easy. It's hard to explain wonky controls without holding the control yourself, but just trust me on this one. Other combinations of buttons shift radar locks to the next target, release flares to evade enemy missiles, and even eject you from the aircraft, saving your life. Or saving you from this game. The controls on Falcon really aren't horrible, considering how they jammed everything into the turbo pad, but I myself, unlike Gunboat, had a harder time grasping them. Eventually, I was able to catch on, but you can tell how much more controllable it would be with a keyboard. The heads-up display has important information you need to study before you begin. Target and direction indicators, damage you have taken, fuel consumption, and more. You also have a large radar showing your plane and nearby enemy aircraft. Keep your eye focused on that radar more so than anything. It'll help you with positioning and distance. Okay, wait, where are they going? Where am I going? At first, you might be a little put off by this screen. It has a slightly complicated layout and is a bit confusing. But eventually, with practice, you'll start to get the hang of the timing and rhythm of it all. The graphics, while simple, do a decent job at translating enemy aircrafts and simulating the feeling of flight. Sadly, it's all quite choppy with a low frame rate, and the screen changes to a really ugly color to represent danger. The game also, unfortunately, doesn't sound all that great either. There is a little music, and it's good, but the in-game effects and weapon bursts are scratchy and not very exciting. My air conditioner literally sounds like that. Once you finish a mission, you'll be returned safely to home base where you can advance to the next level for an even greater challenge. If you die, run out of fuel, etc., game over. You can save the game or mess with some passwords to come back at a later time. you have a few other options on the main menu as well. You can load/save a game, view high scores, or grab a second player for a head-to-head dogfight using 2 TurboGrafx systems. Yeah, much like with Bomberman 93, all you need is 2 of these, 2 of these, and 1 of these. Yeah, good luck with that. I'll be straight with you here, guys. I wasn't a huge fan of Falcon. For the life of me, I just could not get the hang of the controls as much as I would have liked, and I tried. I was able to get through a number of missions somehow, and focusing an attack on an enemy aircraft when I could get myself centered on it, blowing it to smithereens, was cool. Where Gunboat has a slower, methodical pace, Falcon is a bit faster and more intense, but I can't say that I really enjoyed it anymore. At the end of the day, Falcon is a simulation game, sort of. Whether or not that genre of game appeals to home console players has always been a debate. Falcon does probably as good as it can do with the limitations of the turbo, but it's surely not very entertaining. Yep, that about sums it up. Gunboat and Falcon offer somewhat simulations on a home console. Some would say Falcon actually does it better. But for me, I was able to play Gunboat a little bit more, and wasn't a fan of Falcon's missions, controls, and pace. I can't recommend this one, but if you have acquired a taste for these kinds of games, you may want to try Falcon for yourself. You never know. This game review will self-destruct in 5 seconds.